This is Jugghead82. And a barrel of Bailey. Dooba 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 dooba. One scotch, one Bergman, one beer. Choo choo, one scotch.
Oh my God, it's been way too long since my last beer tasting, looks like a year. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I thought I'd make this one a little different, hopefully, to some degree. It's funny, a time comes when I think I'll just never end up doing another beer tasting just due to circumstances, and but then something comes up, and I was fortunate in this case. I have a couple beers that I've been sitting on for quite a while. Back in last October, we celebrated our anniversary and birthdays during a nice 2-week vacation in Cuba. Yeah, I'm going to say it like that. No, we were in Cuba, and it was really cool. For those of you in the know, Cuba is going to really be opening up to U.S. visitors in a big way. But we kind of got there before the rush. Well, at least it looks like it will, depending who ends up in power in the next elections. I'm not getting into all that garbage. But anyways, I've been sitting on a couple beers that I brought back with me. And, well, I'm really in the mood to drink a beer. It's actually been torture for me because I've been in the mood to drink these beers, but I haven't been in the mood to make a video. But today I just decided the hell with it, pulled them out of the fridge. I'm going to do these 2 beers that we brought back from Cuba, which was really a cool trip. We stayed in Veradera at a Princesa del Mar high-end resort, very nice. We did go into town. We also went to Havana, which was really cool. We went to the Buena Vista Social Club. That was awesome. But enough of our traveling adventures. Let's get to this. So, 2 beers. Now we have the Cerveza Cristal. Cerveza Cristal. And I'm hoping you're getting a good look at this. Hopefully it's focusing. This is a 4.9% volume. 355 milliliter can. Typical can. But yeah. Now, at the resort we stayed at, there were 2 beers. This was one. This was not my beer of choice. Let's see, does it say? No, unlike a lot of Canadian and American beers, you don't get a whole rundown or any kind of promotional thing on it. It's simply the ingredients, basically. And yeah, that's it. There's no fancy story behind it or anything like that. But anyways, La Preferida, you'll have to excuse me, I'm horrible with other languages. La Preferida de Cuba. So I don't know, what does that mean? Someone in the comments who knows better. I'm guessing the preferred beer of Cuba. I'm just taking a shot there. Possibly. Being 4.9 and judging from what I've already experienced, but I'll go through with you again. It actually, if you look at the can, it reminds me of, let's say, a Heineken. If you look at that silver green, and I'm going to crack that right open. Oh yeah, always good to hear. And nice and cold. I'm going to pour this. Now, as you can see, hopefully, there you're seeing. And I'm pouring this very badly. You'll have to excuse me. Shame. Shame on me. I know better than that. But there we go. Very light golden beer. You know, 4.9%. It's, I guess it's a standard down there. It's that average beer you pick up. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I don't want to go as far as to say the bud of Cuba, the Budweiser of Cuba, because frankly, I think pretty much any beer is better than Budweiser as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, I know it's the king of beer, but let's face it, it's the king of beer because it's cheap, it's plentiful, and I guess great marketing. That's probably the only reason. But I don't know. Is this the Budweiser of Cuba? Cerveza Cristal? I don't know. But well, it's definitely. Yeah, I would choose it over Budweiser. Of course, I'd choose most beers over Budweiser. Yeah, it's nothing stands out about it. You know, this would be a beer. You just go to about any event or party, somebody throws you a can, crack it open, that's it. It's your standard light beer. Nothing offensive about it. Pretty smooth overall. Again, you could compare this to 100 other beers easily that you've experienced in different places, but again, I don't know. Is it Molson or Coors? Just like so many beers that you've had. It's your standard basic 4.9% light beer. That's, you know, to me 4.9 is light. If it's under 5, it's light as far as I'm concerned. I am Canadian after all. But yeah, you know, it's okay. It's there. I'll drink it if there's nothing else. Yeah, it's like so many other beers. Coors, Millers, whatever. You know, you can't go wrong. I wouldn't go out of my way for it. Whatever. So, oh, I made a mistake. I've poured so much at once in this glass. Well, screw it. I guess I'll just have to gulp the whole thing down and get on to the next beer, which was my favorite. So just hold on a sec. You'll have to excuse me, it's been a while. Oh boy, I should have gotten another glass. Okay, here we go. Man up, Rob. Great, went down the wrong way too. Awesome. Bonus. Alright. So now let's move on to my beer of choice. So this beer, this was my beer of choice. This one I like. Bucanero. Bucanero. Beer Cerveza. Bucanero. This one's cool. This is 5.4%. A little more up my alley. And yeah, there's a pirate on there. Or I guess a buccaneer. Yeah, 5.4%, another 355 milliliter can, and again, besides the labeling and the cool looking can, no little story or anything like that, other than, like the other beer, product of Cuba and the ingredients. So, and it tells me to store it in a cool place. But anyways, anytime I could, this was my choice. This one, well, I'll show you. This one I liked. Because, as if you've gotten to know anything about me over all these videos and beer tastings, I like something flavorful, something a little bold, something that has some taste to it, grabs you. You know, I mean, I don't want something that's bites back too much or has is too bitter or has too much aftertaste. Now, as you can see, this is actually a touch darker compared to the other one. Just a touch. I mean, it still looks pretty light. It's not like, you know, not like I'm pouring a Guinness here or something. But I can tell you, definitely, 100%, this was my beer of choice while we were down at the Princesa del Mar on the adult side. It was all adult resort, no kids. That was really awesome. And this was my beer of choice whenever I went to any of the bars there. I would ask for my Bucanero. Even asked for some Bucanero for my room. So that was nice. God, that was a great vacation. Anyways, so in comparison to the Coors Bud Cristal here, this one, yeah, that's better. I like this one much better. Just a little bit more bold, a little more flavorful. What would I compare it to? A summer's day. No. What would I compare it to? I don't know, really. Gosh, I've tried so many beers now. I can't even think at the moment. Well, anyways, it's good. It's what's the word? I can't even come up with a little bit of a caramel and just an overall smooth, no aftertaste, not bitter at all. Just a great tasting beer. I really like this one. This one, hands down. Sometimes I would go and I'd ask for a Bucanero, and they would say they were out, and I'd have to take a Cristal, and I was like, all right. So, but it's good. I don't know how to describe it really. Just that it has more character, more flavor, just grabs you a little more, and it's good. It's just got a great taste. It's a good standard beer. This should be their standard beer, Bucanero, 5.4%. It's awesome. So that's it. Sorry, I couldn't get more descriptive on the flavor and things like that. But as I've always said from the beginning, these aren't beer reviews by any means. It's just me tasting a beer and telling you if I like it or not. So that's it. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. I've had people actually say to me, Rob, do more beer reviews, which really surprised me. And of course, I haven't done one in a really long time, so I thought I'd do this double shot video. 2 beers from my recent trip to Cuba, our recent trip to Cuba. And great place, by the way. If you ever have the opportunity, go. It's really awesome. It's beautiful. The people were great. Unlike running around Mexico, people are pretty, you'd be surprised, but people are pretty happy there overall, I have to say. Yeah, you go to Havana and a lot of the buildings are in bad shape and things like that. It's not what the government concentrates on. They're more, well, especially now, they're going to be more about tourism and everything like that. But as far as a standard of living, everyone is catered for. Like, they're taken care of, When it came to Mexico, everyone's trying to grab you. This, oh, help, sell, I can sell you this and this and that. They're friendly, but they're all trying to sell you something, get you to spend your money. Wasn't like that in Cuba at all, honestly. Everyone was friendly and helpful, yet they weren't standing there with their hand out or anything like that. But anyways, I don't want to get into politics or that kind of stuff about Cuba or anything like that. All I know is we had a great time. It was wonderful. Everyone treated us great. Cuba was awesome, and I'm glad we went before the major influx of U.S. citizens start showing up there. So that's it. Whatever, take it as you will. I just decided to do this because I had the beers sitting around, and that's it. So, Bucanero, if you're in Cuba and you're at a resort or in town or at a bar or restaurant or whatever, and you have the opportunity, you'll see this all over the place, Cristal. But if you can, get this instead, Bucanero. It's really good. Alright? Cristal, Bucanero, yeah. So, that's all I got to say. Alright? So I'm going to finish both these beers. And I guess I drank them down pretty quick. And that's it. Rob, MaximumRD out. That's my beer review. No, sorry, my beer tasting probably for this year. So, whatever. Talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and Jugghead82? Is it Jugghead82? I always call him Jugster. Anyways. Funny guy. Does some great imitations and beer reviews and booze reviews and all kinds of. He imitates wrestlers and things like that, so I'm going to give him a shout out. And I'll give you a link to his channel while I'm at it. And I guess it's been too long since I've drank, because now I've gulped down a beer and a half, and I'm feeling it already. That's sad. All right, I better go. Bye.